Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Alertus webinar series. My name is Sharice Ruan, Marketing Specialist at Alertus Technologies. During this presentation, Ryan Oakley, National Sales Director, and Carlton Taylor, Senior Mobile App Developer, will provide insight on how Alertus mobile solutions bring powerful tools to both send and receive critical information right to your fingertips. Feel free to submit your questions during the webinar at any time, and they will be addressed during the Q&A session at the end of this presentation. This webinar is being recorded and will be shared with you after today's session. If you have any questions after this presentation, please email marketing@alertus.com. Now I'd like to turn it over to Ryan and Carlton.
Thank you very much, Reese. Thank you very much for joining. We're excited to have our customers on, as well as those that are dialing in to learn a little bit more about Alertus and the mobile app capabilities specifically. The mobile app is part of a suite of products that you'll see will not only help push messages out to your user, but also as an activator will help you manage and activate your messages very quickly. Towards the end, we'll see exactly how that goes and the details related to that. So with this presentation, we're going to hit on Alertus Technologies as a company, quick review for those that are new to Alertus, unified mass notification, kind of how it works and how we bring together a full solution of capabilities to notify your population very quickly. And then we'll jump into the mobile app, the activator, the recipient, features and updates. So we're going to get into some of the newer capabilities that were added. We're going to talk about applications and where you would use these kind of things and how it would appear when a message was activated, those kind of things. So that translates into that demo where we're going to show you exactly how everything works. And from there, at the end, Sharice will jump back in and we'll do Q&A. So Carlton, on to the next slide, please. So quick introduction on Alertus. For more than a decade, actually 15 years, Alertus has been committed to providing personalized, affordable mass notification solutions for our customers to quickly reach their entire facility with life-saving information in an emergency. So we really put the power of being able to notify everybody that's in the path of danger in your hands. And we really do it in a way in which we utilize your building, your audio-visual facility alerting endpoints, whether they're software, hardware devices. We provide the gamut of that to give you that toolbox to really notify people effectively. 2,000 plus customers. We've translated all their experience into our product, the way we activate all this. You'll see that a little bit when we talk about some of the new features. Since 2002. We've been in this market for a long time. We're focused on it, and we've gotten very good at solving those challenges for you. Finally, it's interesting whether you're on the call and you're in a corporate environment, higher education, healthcare, K-12. We all have the same problems. The threats are the same. A lot of the technologies, the office environments are similar. Slightly different in different ones, but the Alertus solution can help you to manage that effectively during an emergency. So, the goal is to reach everyone everywhere, obviously. That mass notification, you want to be able to get that out to everybody. In this slide, if you look to the right, we showed different notification modes that are kind of one of the more popular, whether it's text and email, fire alarm notification, overhead PA, kind of along the similar lines. They all cover different aspects of a notification, but combined, you're able to better target a message, coordinate a message, and make sure there's less white space. The pros and cons of each kind of offset each other. So we've got a multimodal notification, and our software really makes it easy to coordinate those, bring those together, activate them from a single point, be it a mobile app, our web interface, which you'll see, panic button, all these kind of different options to really notify people quickly so that you can get that message out. Your users, employees, students, faculty, and staff are ensuring their own safety, and you can go focus your time on addressing the emergency. Audiovisual notifications key, ADA accessibility, making sure everybody gets the message. Leveraging existing infrastructure. We're not going to come in and tell you, you got to throw out all that stuff. Those investments you made prior, you need to replace that with this. We really want to say, okay, what investments have you made? How can we advance them? How can we make them better? How can we make it easier to activate those investments? Last, we all want to save time because time saves lives. Active shooter event, 7 minutes. If it takes you 10 minutes to issue that alert, it's really ineffective. If it takes you 30 seconds, you've given your users a 10-minute head start. Carlin, next slide. This really brings it together, the core items, single point of activation. And this doesn't mean just one place. It could be a panic button. It could be a mobile app, which we'll show you the Recipient App and go over in more detail. It could be automated feeds. It's really what you build into your system to be able to activate during an emergency. Integration, that's utilizing existing assets, integrating into VoIP phone notification, desktops, fire alarms, PAs, some high-tech, low-tech devices, all things that are useful in your emergency. And then fill in the gaps. This is one that is a little bit different that Alertus provides. Is we've got the ability to provide things like the alert beacon, some of the hardware for integrations into systems that are a little bit older that allow you to reuse those, fill in the gaps, whereas where you might not have a software endpoint or an existing device for notification. This brings it together. I've noted a lot of the endpoints and capabilities that we coordinate and build a blast a message out to. We give you full control of them. Depending on the message severity, you can either change the tones, which devices are notified. We can target locations. But this gives you kind of a holistic view of the different endpoints that we can activate and some of the applications on your campus. Anything from our alert beacon, which is PoE or Wi-Fi, displays message flashes and sounds. You can put that on a loading dock where you have no piece of technology. Maybe they don't hear the PA system and notify accordingly. Digital signage, desktop, those desk phones you have. Let's take over the screen, have a message come up over that, as well as a tone. And finally, what we're really going to jump into, and I'm not going to delay that any further, is the mobile app suite, where that suite not only provides capability to push to users that are mobile, that may be near or away from your campus, on your campus, but also as an activator or somebody who's managing the event, it gives you a quick way to activate. So we'll jump into the mobile app solution here. And I'll turn it over to Carlton. Carlton leads our development effort with our mobile app. The solution is what he lives and breathes. So I'm excited to have him on the webinar to really talk about what he's helped to build, engineer to make your activation either easier or notify a broader group of users that you haven't been able to reach till now.
Thanks, Ryan. So as Ryan mentioned, we have multiple apps available for Alertus, and they serve different functions. So on the left side, you'll see there's the Alertus Recipient App. That's for alerting any of your employees, contractors, vendors, your faculty, your staff. And on the right side, the Alertus Activator is for providing another single point of activation for when you're on the go. On the left side, of course, we have some of the standard features of the Recipient App is receiving the alerts. It's really easy to choose which alerts you want to do in the subscriptions page, and it's easy to install and configure so that your users sign up quickly. On the right, the Activator App, you can customize the text. It's integrated with all your endpoints. It's also easy to set up. You connect it right to your Alertus system, and it really provides an extension of all the services that your entire Alertus solution projects.
Perfect. And a couple things to note on the Recipient App. You see everything displayed here, but it's really customized according to the way you want to deploy it. If you want to allow customers or I guess your constituents to report an incident or not, you can hide that. So there's features and capabilities that you can hide or apply based upon your processes and what you want to accomplish. Same for the Activator App. You don't want to give every employee the ability to activate the entire system, every message. With our rights and restrictions on the web app or the web console, those apply straight through to the Alertus Activator app as well. So, if you want to give a security guard a lockdown and all clear, you can really restrict that down. And when they log into mobile, they're seeing the exact same capabilities and rights and restrictions that you've given to them. So there's a lot of thought in being able to fit this into your environment and your goals as an organization for notification. Thank you, Carlton.
So now we're going to dive in a little bit to the Activator app and kind of explain where this fits. So the Activator app is good for activating when you're on the go. When you're not at a desktop computer, you can't get to a web console on your desktop machine, you can quickly bring up the app and activate all of those modalities right from your phone. If you need to change the alert at all, modify the alert text, maybe provide extra information based on the scenario, you can customize the text before sending. The interface is simple in that it just has the message text, the devices that will activate, and then just a simple activate button. Very clear what you're trying to do. And as long as you have the correct credentials, the presets that you've configured ahead of time will pop up for you. So you're not trying to determine which alert to activate for which scenario. You'll have them preemptively in your system ready to go. On the recipient side, we have an app that notifies all of your employees, contractors, really your personnel of the alerts immediately when the alert goes off. You can customize your Alertus app to have your branding, your logo, providing authenticity that the message did come from your organization. You can sign up just by typing in a code, and you can also send messages back to the system through the Report Incident button. Through Report Incident, you can have other modalities for alerting, such as your desktop alerts. They can pop up with the incident location on a map, and you can also fill out the user's profile so that that information is transferred as well to whoever's on the receiving end. You can also geotag the incident reports so that dispatchers know the location of that particular incident.
Actually, Carlton, this is a question we get a lot of times. The geotagging, are we actually tracking the users, or how does their location come into play?
So for privacy reasons, Alertus does not track the user all the time. The geotagged incidents only grab your location upon sending. So only when the user would like to send that information, it will get transferred over to the dispatchers in a secure manner.
Perfect, thank you. Yeah, the question of privacy and all that always comes up, and more and more organizations are looking at, because just about everything has location data in it now, how the policies and how they approach that kind of thing. So that was important. Thank you.
So this page is an overview of the Recipient App, and you can see all the different screens and all the different actions you can perform on the Recipient App. In the first pane, we see what the user sees after they subscribe to the alerting system. They have three options. Again, these can be configured to be any of these three options. You can report an incident, set up a contact number for your public safety of your organization, and then you can subscribe to different types of alerts if your system is set up in that manner. So if you want just weather alerts, just emergency alerts, you can handle all of that in the subscriptions pane. In number two, you see the incident report. It just shows that you can attach images. Up to 3 images can be transferred quickly. Also, it will find your current location and display an address to let you know where the app thinks you are. So a readable address, and that's also helpful for dispatchers when they receive it. In number 3, we give the user the option to tap on the map and let the dispatcher know if the location of the incident is not their given location. So it'll grab your location automatically, but if it's not where you are, if it's across the street, you can tag that building and then send the message in. In number 4, this is our pop-up that's displayed after you click on the push notification. It has the message text, it has how long ago it was sent, and it also has the date and the time. In number 5, this is a profile that the user can configure. All of this profile information will be transferred only upon typing the report incident. So your user's data is safe on their phone. They hit report incident, that data then gets transferred. So we have some new features to go over. Our customers have really been driving this feature. They had a request to get a tone that was different than the default tone so they could distinguish between emergency types and severity of the message. This is available to Alertus customers that are existing customers. It's just an upgrade of your system. So now you can send, as part of your mobile alerting, a different tone. So you can choose something like danger. Emergency tone 1 is kind of like the weather alerts when you get a tornado warning on your phone, and the chime is kind of like a messaging tone. So you just know when a message got to your phone. That's from Alertus versus your default push notification sound.
Excellent. Well, Carlton, how do we arrive at each of these tones? I think that's really an interesting story.
So if you look at one of the tones that's not listed, there's a tone that's one of our emergency tones. It's rated at 520 hertz, which is known to kind of wake you up. It's an alerting kind of frequency. So some research went into this, and we actually had some customers that wanted to wake people up or get them very alert with this message. So that's kind of how some of these tones were chosen. But we definitely wanted the array of something that was just a notification, a regular informational message, and then something more severe that says, hey, get out of the building, there's an incident going on.
Perfect. So that's kind of the science of things. What about working with our customers to kind of test these before they came out?
So Alertus likes to take in feedback from the customers. So we actually worked with one of our customers on developing these tones. They tested them out with us ahead of time. So please, if you have any recommendations for the Alertus system as far as features go, we're very open to hearing those.
Absolutely. And we appreciate the customers that provided input. That's helping to make a better solution every day for our future customers and current customers.
So another feature we have is user confirmations. So we had, this again was another customer related feature. They needed to report whether or not a mobile user was actually receiving the alert. So now this is built into the entire Alertus platform. Anytime you receive a message, you can click on the confirm button, and that will provide a read receipt to your dispatcher, to whoever's activating the system, that you did in fact view and confirm the alert. If you just view the alert, that's also recorded. So if you have any users that quickly open the alert and they read it, maybe they forgot to confirm, at least you'll know that they did in fact view the alert. You can also know if they didn't view the alert, they didn't get it. So this is kind of a feedback mechanism that we built in to provide support to some of our customers.
Excellent. And you'll see this capability embodies, especially our existing customers, a feature congruency between our products. So you'll see this looks very much like the full screen desktop, and adding the confirmation button, being able to see if somebody checked the message, to be able to see if they confirmed it, is the similar functionality to the desktop. So whether the person's on their mobile or at their desk, we want them to have a familiar experience so that it's not something new, it's something they're used to, and it's human nature to be able to react to it. So exciting to see us reach that point. And as these different products evolve, you'll see that we'll keep their consistency between them so that it's easy to train your users, easy to roll out, intuitive, all those things. So thank you, Carlton. Great job.
Yeah, I'll just add in right before I switch the slide is that on the right side, you'll see different visual indicators on what the user did. So if it's an open circle, it's viewed. If it's a check mark, it's confirmed. So another feature we're offering is event details. So we had a request to give the user more information when there was a specific scenario. Say a tornado alert or something was near you but not at your exact facility. Maybe you wanted to provide some sort of event information. This new feature displays that. So if there's location, for example, latitude, longitude, included with your alert, it will notice that and display an interactive map. So you can view where the alert is, and it's also confined to your privacy restrictions. So you can have default system behavior, not display this extra event detail, or you can have location sent.
So Carlton, quick question. Does this apply to only the request alert or send alert or request assistance, or can you also push out messaging that includes the location data or image?
So you can send this event detail method to targeted users, say your dispatch team only, or you can send this type of detailed message to your employees or your contractors, your faculty, your staff. It's all configurable based on the given message.
Excellent. Yeah, I mean, some of our users are more visual. That's an excellent feature to add. Thank you.
So now we're going to show a simple activation of the mobile app. So on the left side, you can see the mobile app. It's the Recipient App. And on the right side, you can see our Alertus Web Console. The Alertus Web Console is another single point of activation for your system. So if I go to a couple presets that I made ahead of time, I'm going to choose this Alertus webinar alert, and I'm going to customize the message text. So all of the message text can be customized at runtime. On the delivery page, you can see that I might be activating somewhere in the realm of 94 devices. I'm going to hit send. This will activate the alert, give you a notification. On this page, you can see that it's in the I did not read it state, so it's a full circle. If I click on the alert, it says our exact message, welcome to the webinar. You can see when it was activated, and you can also confirm it. So to give the dispatcher feedback that I got the message, I can click confirm, and it'll just let the user know that they did, in fact, confirm the alert. So now I'm going to do another alert. I'm going to report an incident. And on this page, you can see my current location is this address. And that's going to become important in a moment. Let's say the user types to the dispatcher, I need help. The user can click on the notification, and it will display all the details sent, and including the message. It also displays the map location, again, on that interactive map that we talked about earlier.
Having the confirm on here is great because, if you're managing a response to this and you have 5 people that received it, you'll know who's confirmed it, who's aware, and who's en route potentially by just seeing the confirmations coming in. Whereas if somebody doesn't confirm that, that's going to be a first responder, they might not be on campus or available to chase that down.
And also, if you want to look at any of the other details involved, we have a bunch of extra details on the details page. You can get the exact location, the accuracy of the user's location. So this right here says that the accuracy of that transmission was about 15 meters.
So this is really important for the GSOC, the responders, really to get as much detail as possible out of the alert when so they can respond appropriately. Correct.
Correct. And again, if you need to review any of the messages that were previously sent on the system, you just go to the Notifications tab, and you can review all the alerts that were sent.
All right. Thank you, everyone. We are now beginning the Q&A session of our presentation. If you have a question, please submit them through the chat or question box. Please note if we do not get to your question during this session, a representative will reach out to answer your question directly. A recording of this webinar will also be shared with you after today's presentation. Now let's begin with our first question. Does any of the customization involve the app name or icon, or is the branding all internal to the app?
So to answer that question, you can change the logo for the branding of the app. You can also change the name that's displayed whenever you open the app. So you can put your organization's title at the top of that page on the app.
Okay, thank you. Where are we able to see who has confirmed the alerts?
So if you want to see who confirmed the alerts, you can go to the Reports tab, and under that you can see the recipients that have received the alert, and there'll be a list. And if your user has signed up with an email address, you'll be able to see right next to their email address whether or not they viewed or confirmed the alert.
What was the duration 44-minute category on the main console?
Oh, that's a good question. That was related to the incident report that Carlton had issued. So the 44 minutes, I guess, Carlton, was that a setting that you built into the incident report? I mean, for the duration of which that shows, is that customizable? Tell us a little bit about that.
So because there's multiple pieces of the system attached, different modalities have different features. So this actual alert is configured to go for a duration of 44 minutes before it's actually complete. So if any of your devices are checking in within that time of 44 minutes, it's going to receive the alert.
So let's say it took 5 minutes to resolve this. If you canceled the message, that would basically ensure that nobody else received it. Anybody else turned their phone on, they wouldn't get access to that or wouldn't see it.
Whenever you activate a mobile alert specifically, it's all sent out right at the time of send. So you don't have to worry about the 44-minute duration. But for other devices like the alert beacon or other API systems checking into the Alertus system, they might not be checking in as frequently and still need to receive the message.
Okay, so if you had first responders in a desktop group, if they turned their PC on, maybe they didn't have their phone with them for whatever reason, they turned their PC on, they would receive that desktop pop-up in that 44 minutes until you canceled it. Good point.
Correct.
Excellent.
Can I restrict who can access or download the app?
So you can restrict access to the Alertus system by restricting the users who are allowed to access the system. So all of that can be done through the user and access control built in the Alertus system. So only those verified users with username and password will then be able to connect to your system.
Can the report incident feature be enabled and disabled on an incident-by-incident basis?
So the report incident feature can be enabled or disabled on per organization or per alerting code setup. So if you want to have different user bases have that feature on or off, they can subscribe to different alert codes in your organization.
So Carlton, I guess one way that this could be deployed is maybe your everyday user, your employee, staff, faculty, staff, they might be in a group or user code that doesn't need to report incidents, or maybe you don't want to have a flood of those incidents. But you may have any number of 40 or 50 security guards, campus police, that kind of thing. You can give them that power. I mean, they might have other options to obviously alert people, but just as an example, of a different group that you wanted to provide the ability to instant report, you could just plan that from the beginning and have them subscribe with different codes.
Question, what about setting up groups?
So groups are set up through the Alertus web console. So these can be existing groups if you have Active Directory connected to your user group. So if you want to use any sort of grouping by something that you're already using, like that email address, then we suggest having your users sign up to the Recipient App with their email address. That way you can create groups and send to specific subsets using something you already know.
And that is standard LDAP. It doesn't have to be just Active Directory, right?
Correct. So Active Directory, LDAP, anything that ties to your user email.
Perfect.
Okay. Can a person's mobile device act as a panic button?
So the way a user's mobile device acts as a panic button is by using that report incident feature. We have plenty of events that come through the system. So whenever you hit the report incident button, you can trigger off of that event itself and use any of your other integrations or modalities. So if you want to set off beacons, desktops, you can do that. If you want to use one of the partners or our notification system to send that message somewhere else, you can do that. If you want to trigger an API request, everything comes into this system, triggers an event, and then you can handle the outbound.
The other potential kind of panic button situation is that contact button. If you're having that displayed, you can specify what number that calls. So if there's a GSOC or a police hotline or something like that you want them directed to, that you've already got a process for responding instantly, they click that contact, it'll dial that predetermined emergency contact number, so get you right on there. If you don't have a process set up for that, a lot of our customers will put 911 there, so it'll go directly to emergency services local as well. So you've really got the ability to customize that capability as well to give them quick fingertip access to a panic situation.
Okay. Thank you both. We have now concluded our Q&A session of our presentation. If you have any questions or need additional information, please feel free to email marketing@alertus.com, and we will be happy to assist. If you are looking for more information on Alertus and our solutions, visit our website, www.alertus.com. If you're interested in upcoming webinars, please visit www.alertus.com/webinars to see the full schedule. Thank you for joining today's webinar, and we look forward to meeting you again soon.